Hey guys, I've just spent a little time with this right here, the 2020 4Runner TRD Pro. And while I've had a great time with it, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the interior because I feel like there are some cool things in here I wanted to show to you. The interior of the TRD Pro has a lot of really nice storage capabilities. So one of the things I noticed was the glove box, right? Pretty good size in there. You've got a little bit of this metal detail, which is nice. This all feels really durable and like you could just hose it down. The 4Runner TRD Pro also comes with these special floor mats, which are really nice. They're perfectly fit, obviously, because they're from the OE, and I know they're dirty now, but I already took some out and hosed them down. They've got a little nice lip so they grab sand or mud or whatever. Also notable is this enormous center thing, armrest, I guess. So you've got a 12-volt charger in there. It's pretty deep. So if you look at my cup and how deep it goes in there, it's quite impressive. And then there's a little pocket here where you can store things, like your license and registration for when you get pulled over. God forbid. I did notice that there's only one USB charger here in the 4Runner, which is a little bit of a bummer because if you've got more than one person in the car looking to charge their phone, there's no mat, so that stinks, but there are some in the back seat. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the back seat. Okay, in terms of the back seat, there is enormous room back here. It's really great. So I'm sitting here, I'm almost 5'7", so this is set for a person who's 5'7", and look at the amount of room I have. Also check out that headroom, totally sweet. The center armrest goes up and down, which is really nice. And it has two cup holders with rubberized inserts. So if your buddies are in the back seat and they get drunk, you can wash these out. Very nice. We've also got two USB chargers down here, which is very nice. Also, the TRD floor mats that I already talked about, I really, really like these. I took my family to the beach and we just took them out and hosed them out. You've also got in the door, you've got bottle holders that accommodate really tall bottles. So in terms of the center console, it's actually really well laid out. For the 2020 TRD Pro, you've got a larger screen here, which is the 8-inch screen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and actually Alexa integration, which is really nice. These small Toyota buttons that normally make me quite crazy are fine because the knobs here are very tactile and durable, which is nice. Also, these enormous temperature knobs are pretty durable and feel great, so those are wonderful. Unique to the TRD Pro is the TRD Pro shift knob, which is kind of cool, but not really that special. In terms of the rest of the storage in the center console, you've got two cup holders, one of which, of course, you're gonna have to use for your hand sanitizer now. Fantastic. It's also got this little slat here where I think you're supposed to keep your phone, that I'm keeping my face mask. Such a bummer. And then of course you've got your four-wheel drive shifter here as well. Up here you've got some of your traction control, your gate, garage door opener, whatever, but there are a few extra buttons here so that you can add aftermarket parts and then attach them, which is quite nice. One of my criticisms with the TRD Pro, and quite frankly, the 4Runner in general, is I find that a lot of light still gets in this center display. So sometimes it's really, really hard to read. It's almost like it needs a little bit more sheltering, or maybe that will just go away once you tint your windows if you're into that. The steering wheel setup in the TRD Pro is actually quite nice. So you've got your entertainment system over here, you have your mode. This is the speech control, which works well in this thing. You've got your phone down here, and then on this side you've got your center display with all the usual suspects, and then what you don't necessarily have in all of the old 4Runners, you've got your dynamic cruise control and your lane departure warning, which is kind of nice because this thing does tend to drift a little bit, so that is useful. But most importantly, you can turn it on and off very easily, because in a lot of trucks you have to go into the center system to turn it off, and that becomes a major pain in the butt, especially when you don't want all that beeping. So I'm into that. The rear storage in the 4Runner is quite nice. This one has the rear the sliding rear storage deck, which is a $350 upcharge, but is pretty sweet because with just one hand you can slide it open and then take something big and heavy and not kill your back going in, which is kind of sweet. The one problem that I found with the trunk of the 4Runner TRD Pro is that for something that you want to take camping, car camping, to the beach, it's got lots of places in the rear, particularly with the sliding deck, for things to get stuck. I've already had rocks and sand stuck in here, and there are lots of crevices. It's not as easy to clean out as the rest of the interior. So before you put in this sliding cargo deck, please think that through. It's sort of like, is it about your back or cleaning out the trunk? I don't know. But one thing that is great that comes in all 4Runners is the thing for dog owners. Let me show you. Come here. Hop up. Oh, so for dog owners, this is something I really like. Gunner. He's not big enough. Did that work?
Yeah.
Oh, good. The ones who have really enjoyed our week with the 4Runner TRD Pro have been these guys. Hi guys, did you like it? Did you like this window the best?